This is Fox 5 News Morning.
Are we going to Mo or are we going to Allison?
May as well come on over here.
The words are changing in front of us as we speak.
Right. And I apologize here. Let me just let you know that we are talking about a case that has taken over the news as far as health goes. What you're looking at right here is a woman who was known as the queen of Snapchat, who visited a chiropractor, and that treatment that she got led to her death. So now it leaves many people wondering about potential dangers of getting their necks and backs worked on. Again, this is 34-year-old Katie May. She was a model for Playboy and other publications, and she had so many followers on Instagram. And she died of a stroke. And we just want to know the connection here and the dangers when you go to your chiropractor. This is Jay Greenstein. He's the CEO of Sport and Spine Rehab. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Allison.
Talk to me about this injury. It is an arterial dissection. And how would this happen at a chiropractor's office?
Well, actually, what the science says is those events are actually very, very rare. And some of the studies that look at the mechanics of an adjustment, 8 studies, in fact, have shown that there's no connection. In fact, the strain created on the vertebral artery is not enough to create a tear when we do cervical adjustment. So what's interesting about cases like these is that the early warning signs of having a dissection possibly are missed. And it's not necessarily the adjustment that's creating the stroke or the tear in the artery. So there's been some really good science out there. There was a 2016 study that was published that looked at all the evidence around this particular issue. And what they found is no cause and effect relationship between an adjustment and causing a stroke. In fact, you know, there's a likelihood of 6 times a greater likelihood of being struck by lightning than by going to your chiropractor, getting adjustment, and subsequently having a stroke. So the risks are very minimal. I think in this particular case...
Let's talk about it, because they did cite a chiropractic visit with leading to this stroke. So tell me where the connection is.
Yeah, I think what we don't know is what happened, you know, just prior. She had a fall, apparently, at her photo shoot. So we don't know what happened just prior to the visit to the chiropractor, and we certainly don't know what happened afterwards. She went to the ER later that day. Unfortunately, the next day she passed. You know, my heart goes out to her and her family. But, but I think, you know, we don't know all the facts. I know the coroner made that remark about it being caused by an adjustment. But again, when we look at the risks and when we look at the basic science studies and we don't know all the facts about this case, it's really hard to make a connection that it was caused by the chiropractic adjustment.
Also, basically, she had the stroke in between this. So she goes to the chiropractor. Whatever happens, she suffers this stroke. So what would the connection be there? Again, is it more with this dissection versus the visit to the chiropractor, in your opinion?
Sure. Well, there was a great study that looked at about 9 years worth of data. And what we've learned from that is that if there is a traumatic incident and there's already a dissection taking place and the patient's presenting with neck pain, and, you know, the physician or the chiropractor is treating it as simple neck pain, and the diagnosis is missed, the dissection is actually missed, then the patient will progress to having a stroke. And so, you know, in most of these cases, that's really what the evidence is telling us, that the early warning signs are being missed. In a study published by researchers at Johns Hopkins, they found that 13% of patients presenting to the ER with either a stroke or the early warning signs of a stroke were being missed. So we as healthcare providers need to be more diligent about how we evaluate these patients, and patients need to be really diligent and vigilant about making sure they share all the signs and symptoms and all their history with the doctors so we can make an appropriate diagnosis.
Lots of people go to the chiropractor. Lots of people feel much better. They keep on living here. And again, our thoughts and prayers are with this family. But let's talk about the people who go on a regular basis. Can you tell me exactly like where this artery even was in this woman's neck and how deep it was?
Sure. So the artery runs through what's called the transverse foramina. So it runs up through the neck in the anterior lateral portion of the neck, and then it goes up to the brain.
We're looking at something here, Jay, if you could
that's
refer to
the picture right there.
Okay.
So, as you can see, it runs right up through on both sides of the spine and then up to the brain.
I see. Okay. So it's pretty deep as far as with somebody working on you.
Correct.
Okay. I guess I want to leave with the value for the viewer here. What do we need to say to our chiropractor or physician or whomever the next time we go visit?
Great question. You know, it's all about choosing the right healthcare provider that aligns with your values and aligns with how you want to be able to manage your health. So it's important that once you choose that doctor, you get a thorough history, a thorough exam, and when they make a recommendation for treatment, ask the following 2 questions. question number one is, what's the evidence around this recommendation? You know, what supports the recommendation that you're making for me? And number two is, what are the risk factors? And if we understand those two answers, we're much more informed and we're much more likely to be empowered in our healthcare decisions and have a better, safer outcome.
Got to be honest, Jay, when you saw this story, what did you think?
I was very upset. You know, anytime we provide a healthcare intervention, anybody in healthcare, you know, it's always very upsetting when somebody passes away.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you know, being a clinician and being a researcher and years of experience and literally hundreds of thousands of patients coming through our practices every single year, you know, we feel it's extremely safe and we feel very confident taking care of our patients.
All right. Thanks for coming in and
Thanks so much for
spending some
having
time
me.
with us today. It really is a sad story, though.
Yes.
Such a young woman. All right. Maureen, over to you.